All right, welcome to Iconic Motorbikes Bike of the Day. This is what I call one of the coolest bikes I've seen in a long time. I'll tell you why. For one, we used to do the Gixxer 711 thing. You put a 1100 motor and a 750 frame, and it was kind of like you go to your bike nights, you go to your events, and we called them sleepers, if you will. And every time I'd get smoked. My buddy Matt had a Marlboro painted 711, and it was so darn fast that every time it left me in the dust. This, however, is a
R7/1.
There you go.
Yeah.
So R7 with an R1 motor. And as you can see, the guy that put it together did a good job. He went with, this is Graves Bodywork, right?
This is Graves Bodywork that Anthony Gobert used in an AMA championship. We actually sold the bodywork to him in an auction. So we can put the link to that in the video description. But this is bodywork that we had that got traded to us for service work. So it's a small world. Everything just keeps coming back to us. Yeah, but yeah, it's Anthony Gobert's bodywork on an R7, and now it's on this thing.
And now it's got an R1 motor. So not only do you get that amazing handling that you have on an R7, the crazy look that makes it look obviously even more special, but you get the power to go with it.
Yeah.
So anyway, let me leave the details to this gentleman.
There you go.
We're sharing a mic because we're on a budget.
That's right.
Go ahead, shoot what you got.
All right, we'll talk a little bit of the technical stuff now. So like Adam said, this is an R7 frame and bodywork, but it has an R1 motor in it. The current owner bought the R7 frame out of England, and the previous owner had actually modified it to accept a 2009 R1 motor. The seller had a 2007 R1 motor, so he modified the motor mounts and a couple other things to fit that 2007 Yamaha R1 motor in here. So like Adam said, it is definitely a sleeper in terms of what it looks like versus how much horsepower is put into the wheel. There's lots of cool stuff on. I mean, there's upgrades all over the place. You've got a Graves titanium exhaust and mid-pipe, 16.5-inch Marchesini wheels. It can be hard to find tires for that unless you're at Iconic Motorbikes, because we've sold, I think, like 30 sets of the 16.5 Pirelli slicks last year, and we have another batch of 30 slicks coming in the next week or two. So you can check out our parts website, our parts classified, if you need those tires for yourself. Up front in the dash area, you've got R1 gauge cluster. The tank has been modified to accept a 2007 R1 fuel pump. What's really cool here, on the right side, you've got Brembo Master Brembo Master brake cylinder. On the left side, you've got this setup here. This is both traction control and a fuel map by Bazzaz or Bazzaz, however I've never known how to pronounce that company name.
Both those are right.
But yeah, sure, whatever you want to call it. And there's a switch to flip between wet and dry, and then a dial for fine-tune sensitivity, but it's an aftermarket fuel controller. The aftermarket fuel map does screw with the O2 sensor. It has interference there, so the check engine light is on, but the seller insists that everything is fine from that standpoint. There's Ohlins shock, Ohlins forks. It's really just a well put together package. And GB Racing engine covers. Go for it.
So actually not monoblocks, but the Brembo brakes, right?
Yeah, Brembo calipers up front. It's a really, really cool track bike. It's being sold on a bill of sale. It is not street legal unless you live in one of those states that'll title anything for you. But it would be a very cool track package. Would you do the honors of firing this thing up, good sir?
Now for the best part, time to hear it run. You can hear the fuel pump going on. That's always a good sign. Hard to warm up a little bit. See what this Graves pipe sounds like. Sounds all right. There you have it. One more time. Oh, the throttle is so sensitive. Hardest part about being on the airport is not just taking one run. Never going to do it because I don't want to go to jail, but it would be really cool. This would be a good one to do it on.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. Thank you, sir.